The first thing you need to know about taking the leap from playing Baldur's Gate 3 with your friends to playing D&D with your friends is that you barely need a guide because you're pretty much already doing it. The enormous, gorgeous, and long-awaited Baldur's Gate 3 has been designed by the developers at Larian to closely mirror the 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons. And that means classes are classes, skill checks are skill checks, and they both share our personal favorite feature, the ability to fall down a deep rabbit hole, finding out how things work. Oh, okay, so that means, right, okay, got it. Ooh, and this ring, it does what? Wait, how does invisibility work? Yes, that's right. Just like D&D Beyond, the best romance in Baldur's Gate 3 is between a player and a helpful tooltip. So since Baldur's Gate 3 has already been teaching you a lot about D&D, but we know you're hungry for more, let's talk about getting started on D&D Beyond and opening the door to unlimited adventures with Dungeons & Dragons.
Let's go, go, go.
D&D Beyond is the official digital toolset that makes Dungeons & Dragons super easy to play. Sort of the ultimate camp supply sack. And the best part about diving into the world of D&D using D&D Beyond is that it's free to register and start creating characters right now. Many of the player options you know will already be available to you, along with everything you need to know to play as part of the free basic rules. And if you claim the free Baldur's Gate Gazetteer with your account, you'll not only get the full scoop on this thrilling and dangerous city, you'll unlock a few more options that will look familiar from building your personal TAV in Baldur's Gate 3. When building your adventurer on D&D Beyond, you'll recognize a lot. Whether you're making a devoted paladin, an innately magical sorcerer, a warlock with a dark bargain, or any of the other classes you've taken for a test drive.
As I am a wizard of considerable acclaim and scholar of exceptional accomplishment.
Just like picking an origin character, you can start by choosing from free pre-made characters to put your stamp on, or if you want to start from scratch, you'll find your basic options, including the gorgeously cool Dragonborn, your defining classes and your basic background, providing your key skill proficiencies for those all-important checks and bonuses, and of course, your 6 crucial strengths and weaknesses in the form of your ability scores. And you'll find them in some pretty familiar-looking ways. The 12 classes and 46 subclasses in Baldur's Gate 3 include every option from the player's handbook, and many of them are available immediately as part of the free basic rules. There are also a few options the team at Larian loved from other sourcebooks that are available on the D&D Beyond marketplace, including some fun surprises borrowed from XANATHAR'S Guide to Everything, like the Bard of the College of Swords, TASHA'S Cauldron of Everything, like the Druid of Decay, Circle of Spores, and even the Dungeon Master's Guide, for those paladins who stray from the path and become Oathbreakers. Follow the steps and see how you can build a character like Will the Warlock.
Provoke the blade and suffer its sting.
From his background as a famous folk hero on the Sword Coast, to his warlock pact with a fiendish devil, and even his favorite cantrip, Eldritch Blast. The biggest difference you'll find in character creation on D&D Beyond is that you don't have a hauntingly beautiful song stuck in your head. Well, you didn't until just now. Sorry about that. To play D&D, all you need is your character sheet, check, some dice, like the free Baldur's Gate 3 dice set you can claim and roll right on your sheet, check, a few key rules or helpful tooltips, check, and of course, your Dungeon Master. So what is a Dungeon Master? It's the noble soul in your group that volunteers to be this lady.
This isn't the end of one life, but the start of another.
Like that, only way less gross. You'll present the world and story, whether it's an adventure you've made up yourself, one you've grabbed for free on D&D Beyond, or one you've picked up from the library of published adventures that are ready to play. For your first adventure, you could hop just off the Sword Coast to play the starter set, Dragons of Stormwreck Isle. Or if you want to keep exploring Baldur's Gate, make sure to claim the free Gazetteer, and then dive deeper with the complete adventure Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus to find out what happened just before the events of Baldur's Gate 3. You can share these and other books with your table by subscribing to D&D Beyond. It's the digital version of being the one that shows up to the game with the heavy backpack. You'll also be able to feed your endless hunger for magic items with an enormous library of homebrew creations to add to your game. But everyone can dig in on the tools in their ultimate camp supply sack, so you can spend less time prepping and more time playing. Create campaigns, invite your party, share dice rolls with your table wherever they are, play on the go, and build and run encounters for easy combat, or deadly combat. That, like the rest of the adventure, is up to you. There's a multiverse of adventure waiting for you in Dungeons & Dragons, and we're glad you're a part of it. D&D is for everyone, whether you're playing Baldur's Gate 3 or the stories you'll create. Register for free at D&D Beyond to find out just how easy it is to dive in. Almost as easy as not thinking about the song.